A smash burger is almost impossible to beat. You take beef, smash it onto a ripping hot surface, get a beautiful crust, and then melt cheese on top of it and put it on a soft bun.
It's perfect.
Sounds really simple, and it is, until I saw this video.
We're turning pulled pork into crispy bacon perfection.
Oh.
Starting with a beautiful pork butt, and the secret
Yeah,
is
that's kind of cool. They uses a pork butt. And the pork butt is not really the butt, but pork butt is like the shoulder of the pork. Of course, you season it with a little bit of barbecue seasoning. Then the whole thing goes onto the barbecue and he's smoking it with applewood.
back inside a punch.
But he smokes it for 10 hours, which is kind of short for pulled pork unless you go really high.
Get the pork is great, but the inside never gets that bark. So here,
And that's where he is right. Pulled pork doesn't have bark on the inside. Most of the flavor is packed on the outside, but on the inside you get the pork flavor. So, of course, we appreciate the pork flavor, but what he does is really smart.
pack it tight and smash for a bacon-like
He
mahogany.
packs it tight and then smashes it like a smash burger. But it's almost like turning it into bacon. You get a thick, smashed bacon-style burger. So if this actually smashed bacon burger works, ooh. So today I'm going to make a traditional smash burger with a bowl of minced meat, a little bit of oil on a flat top griddle, a little bit of seasoning, and let it just become super crispy and crusty. Slice the cheese on, and that is it for my smash burger. And I'm going to compare that smash burger to the bacon burger. Smoked pulled pork packed tight, smashed onto a flat top griddle, re-seasoned with cheese on, with barbecue sauce and a couple of pickles in between a soft bun. And then we will find out if it's actually better than smash burgers. This whole idea came about when I was doom scrolling the internet once again, and yeah, I must admit I was checking out Max the Meat Guy. I kind of hate what he does with the honey on the steak. I tried it too because of him actually, and it doesn't even. It was terrible, really terrible. But hey, he's a great guy and he makes great content. You see, I recently made some pulled pork myself on the Napoleon Apollo smoker. I took a pork neck from the Iberico pork, which is extremely marbled, and I put on a little bit of the Pitmasterix pork seasoning, of course. And I followed that seasoning up with Pitmasterix Texas seasoning to give it a little bit of extra flavor and extra texture. I set up the Apollo smoker using the minion method that would get me a guaranteed low and slow smoking profile. And with a couple of chunks of whiskey barrel oak, I smoked my pork neck until it had the most beautiful bark on the outside. Then I wrapped it up, let it continue to cook until it was completely soft and tender. It was actually so juicy and so tender that the fat was just dripping out of the pulled pork. Now most of it's already gone, but I still have a little bit left. So before we actually start cooking, I really want to address the elephant in the room here.
Wait, what is that? Oh my God, get out of here, run!
It could be a problem, and it's a big concern, so let's talk about it. You see, when Max the Meat Guy shows me that burger and he shows how perfectly it's shaped, well, I get excited and I think it's going to be perfect. However, normally when you smash beef, it's raw and that makes it stick together. But if you have pulled pork, it's already cooked, so it's completely disconnected from each other. And why would it stick together then? How does that work? And does it even work? Or with the fat content that sits in the pulled pork, is it gonna fall apart like a Wagyu burger? And I've got some tricks up my sleeve to fix the problems if they occur, but I really don't want to. It would be the nicest thing if I could just smash it and then it will be perfect and it just sticks together like the perfect thing. But maybe I'm overly concerned and things are going to be amazing. And think about the pulled pork, how it's already cooked and all of the collagen is rendered out and everything is soft and juicy. Are we going to smash it? Is it going to be dry? Is it going to be nice and fatty? Is it going to get me that crust that we get from smashed beef burgers? Because yeah, smashed beef burgers are super awesome. And what I think it all comes down to is the Maillard effect. The crust that builds up. It's the key to a good smash burger, but it's also the key why everything holds together. And this is the thing that's going to make or break that bacon burger. Before I can get started with the project, I need to prepare everything, and that's a very simple task. Of course, I got my pulled pork ready to go, and I rolled it up in bowls and squeezed it a bit, and then set them aside to cool down so that the fat holds the bowls together. I've already sliced up my buns, so they're good to go. I got a bottle of sunflower oil good to go, so I can keep my flat top grill nice and smooth while grilling the burgers. And of course, I got a little bit of the Pitmaster's Texas seasoning on standby to season the burgers with. I got an empty sauce bottle and all the sauce ingredients. Now, of course, I will be using ketchup, mayonnaise, chili sauce, diced pickles, and a little bit of the Pitmaster's Tweety barbecue seasoning. I have everything prepared on this table, ready to go. Oh, don't forget about the spatulas. Very important to have them on standby. And if the cheese needs a little help melting, one of these always comes in handy. Or if you need to steam your buns. And if you wonder which spatula should you get, well, this one for a Smashburger is one of my favorites. Look at that thing. It is a scraper. This thing is super strong, heavy duty, powerful spatula, and you can just scrape the surface, making sure you get every little bit of that crust off the plate and onto your burger. Then another one of my favorites, of course, is the big spatula. So you have a lot of distance between you and the heat, and you can do a nice little flip. And it's got to have the edge on the side. Look at the edge. It's like a sword, man, this thing. And it's a sword on all sides, so don't go chopping off your fingers. Now, of course, this one is for if you get everything greasy, and then the grease will just run out through the spatula and you will get rid of that. So all of them have their own purpose, and they will definitely come in handy during the cooking process, so I want to have them on standby. And let's not forget about that cheese. This is a red cheddar cheese. It's, in my opinion, the best burger cheese. It's cheap. Well, it's not cheap anymore, but it's really, no, it's not affordable either. They made it expensive. Of course, you can get the cheap version of this, which is the one that looks like plastic. This one looks a little better. It melts really good, and it tastes a little bit better. It has more flavor without the plasticky experience. Who's calling me around? Is it important? It's not important. We're talking about cheese and people calling me. Stop calling me when I'm talking about cheese, okay? Yeah. Should we have a slice? We could just be sharing a slice. You think we need to share a slice? You want that slice? Of course, eating it like this is not the best way to eat it. It should be really on the barrel. You can't compare it with Dutch cheeses. Dutch cheeses are just way better than this. I don't know, but for a burger, it melts perfectly. So that's what you use this for, not for eating it like that. I don't really know what they did to it. They put something in it that makes it melt. If you could have like an old tasting cheese and then make it melt like it's a young cheese, that's what they did with the cheese. Now I'll be cooking my burgers on the Napoleon Prestige 500 Phantom Edition. And I've got it loaded out with my flat top grill, a stainless steel flat. Take a look at it. Come on, a stainless steel flat top griddle. That thing is a beast. I've got the left side set up with the burners fully on, and on the right side, I've got them set to the lowest position. That means I'm gonna have two zones, one hot zone and one cooler zone, and I've got my top where I can rest things like a bun. I can steam that bun over there. I can put my burgers over there if I just want that cheese to get a little melt. And this is going to give me all the diversity that I need from this flat top griddle to cook the perfect burgers. I got my escape zones, I got my fierce grilling intense heat zones, and I got my relaxing chill, keep everything nice and warm zones. And that flexibility is super important if you want to make good burgers. I'm going to give this about 5 to 10 minutes to warm up. In the meantime, I'm going to put a little bit of oil on and brush it in so the complete surface becomes a non-stick. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Start of this experiment, of course, I'm going to make the traditional Smashburger first. And it starts with that bowl of minced beef. But this bowl is special though, because this meat comes from the cow of my neighbor. And he bred a mix between a Holsteiner and a black Angus, and it turned out absolutely perfect. I've got the perfect bowl of minced beef for a Smashburger. I'm gonna put a little bit of oil on the flat top griddle, and place the bowl on top of it. And then on goes a sheet of paper, and I'm going to press that meat down as hard as I can, making it as large and as flat at the same time as I possibly can. Now I'm going to give it some time to build up a delicious thick caramelized crust. Then I'm going to scrape it off the plate and flip it over. I'm going to add a little bit of that Texas barbecue seasoning and a slice of the red cheddar cheese. And while all of that is happening, I'm going to be browning my buns, steaming them at the same time, making them nice and warm and very crunchy. And of course I'm going to need a sauce to go with that burger. So let me show you how to make a really good one. You're going to take about 120 milliliters of ketchup. Ooh. That's going to be 180. My apologies. We're going to make a little bit more. And then you're going to take the same amount of mayonnaise. About 60 milliliters of mustard. 2 tablespoons of the Pitmaster's Tweety seasoning. A tablespoon of a really good quality chili sauce. Well, you can use a little less if you want to, depending on how hot you like it, but it's definitely going to add flavor, so don't skip it. You can go as low as like a teaspoon. Now, what I also like to do is to use a little bit of pickle juice and some fine diced pickles. So I'm first going to add about 60 milliliters of pickle juice and quite a lot actually in fine diced pickles. Just going to leave a little bit of room for some air so that I can actually shake it. Gotta get a good shake in. And that is how you make a good burger sauce. Of course, I'm gonna put it to the test. Perfect. Oh, that's chili sauce. It's really chili oil. I'm saying chili sauce, but I mean chili oil. If you leave it out, it's not gonna be as good. It makes all the difference. It's just time to build up that burger. The Smashburger always comes through. It's just the most amazing burger you can make. It's not that hard. It's going to be very, very tasty every single time. And now we need to see if we can do the same with the pulled pork. Can we make that bacon burger, that pulled pork bacon? My approach is just going to be the absolute same. So I got the same setup with 2 burners on high on the left side and 2 burners on low on the right side, ready to go, and keeping my safe zones intact. And I'm just gonna do the exact same thing and hope it works. So I'm gonna lay down some sunflower oil, put the bowl of pulled pork on, sheet of paper, and press it real hard. And I'm just hoping that it stays together. Once I got a good crust on, I'm gonna do the flip. Season it with a little bit of Texas barbecue seasoning, but I'm gonna use less because the pulled pork's already seasoned. Then on goes a slice of red cheddar, and I'm just going to let that melt. So I like the way it looks, and as you can see, it's working, but I can also at the same time sense that it's almost about to fall apart. And I hope by doing the caramelization step right, that the caramelization will hold the burger together. So I'm figuring this out as I go, but wow, you really have to be careful. If you don't do it right, it's gonna fall apart. And so what I discovered is that if you put on a little bit of extra oil and make sure that you build up a crust first, and I mean a proper crust, and then scrape that crust off from the bottom with your scraper spatula, then it will come off as one. Otherwise, it's gonna fall apart on you. But when it stays apart, it looks really good. And with just a little bit of seasoning and some cheese, you're gonna be fine. It's gonna be one wicked looking Smashburger. Okay, which one of these is the better looking burger? Honestly, I'm just gonna give it to the Smashburger. The Smashburger is the better looking burger. Somehow the pulled pork doesn't get the height as the Smashburger, so it's not building up the burger and it's not gonna be very impressive, but I got a feeling that we might be surprised flavor-wise. So I suggest that it's time for the taste test. First I'm gonna start for reference with the Smashburger. There we go. It's got a really good crust. It's whatever you want from a Smashburger. It's a bit juicy, it's crunchy, it's flavorful. It's just a really intense, tasty, crispy, crunchy burger. So with that said, for reference, we gotta talk about this. Of course, bacon burger, it's not kind of the real word for it, but pulled pork bacon burger could be the name for it, but help me down in the comment down below, because I think it deserves a better name. But so if we go through all the steps that I took to make this burger, it takes a little bit more skill than just making a Smashburger. It doesn't become very round, It tends to like fall apart on you when you don't do it right. And of course you gotta think about making pulled pork first. It's just a lot of work. But is this worth it? Well, there's really only one way to find out. Cheers. It's insane how crispy it is. It's like, the flavor is good. The crisp is good. It's nice and juicy. Overall, man, I think this is a really good burger. And if I would have to mention a downside, it would probably be because of like how crispy it is and then it holds together so well. So just try and figure this whole the challenge is to try and figure this whole situation out where stretching and going everywhere. But I don't mind. It's good. Officially. If you guys enjoyed that, like I did, and let me know. Give me a thumbs up and a comment down below. See you guys in the next video, and until then, whoa, I'm still enjoying that. And until then, eet smakelijk and keep on grilling. Cheers, guys.